I think class and gender influence individual investment behavior. For example, who is more likely to invest in stocks, real estate, or savings?
Yeah, sure. I think that there is gender is going to matter, and that's what we observe. Class, the definition of class, I think, is less clear at the moment. What is a class, right? Because what if you think in terms of level of wealth, level of education, they certainly matter for investment. Yes.
Okay. And if you are a government policymaker, you could introduce a new economic policy to reduce the economic gap between different classes and genders. What issue would you prioritize?
Oh, that's a very difficult question. We all would like to do that, but these things are.
Yeah, you can just try to think about that.
Well, probably the important thing is reduce gap in education. I think that would be important.
Education?
Gaps in education, right? So because then, right, to improve the level of education, human capital, right, in the lower segment of the population, I think that would be important to improve.
So you think the education will impact the economic gap?
Yeah, because if the people at the bottom of the scale, they get more education, then they can have more working opportunities. They can have better salaries. I mean, that is one possible style. Of course, you can use taxes as a way, tax more the wealthy, but that's
and
that's really less effective than.
Yeah, and you mentioned you're from Italian, right? So, working in the UK, have you ever experienced clear gender or class bias at work? For example, have clients or colleagues treated you different based on your accent, clothing, or gender?
Not really. No.
So they are really friendly in there?
Yeah, I think that's an advantage of the UK also, because this is a very international environment.
More diversity?
There is a lot of diversity, so there is no bias, right? I think in other countries there would be more because there is less diversity. But here at the university there is a lot of diversity. I don't say maybe in other kind of occupation that there would be.
So how about in Italy?
In Italy, it's much less diverse, right? So if I think at the university, like a similar environment, there is much less diversity. So there, if you're a foreigner, you would find it more difficult. But here, if you are a foreigner, like in the department, the British are less than a third or a quarter. So